I'm in here with somebody who I've known actually for a long time. We met in a very peculiar manner, which we can get into. And she's certainly had a turbulent life story, though I guess we can get into. Jessy Taylor is finally on No Jumper, formally.
Oh my God, hello.
How you feeling?
Oh my God. There's a lot going through my head just from the past few days, but I'm feeling very positive and optimistic, and I'm really happy that I'm here. Thank you so much for having me.
We're giving voice to Jessy Taylor. Wait, what? Okay. Well, all right, let's go all the way back just to start.
Okay.
I remember you because we were doing a live stream and listening to people's music.
Yeah.
And a woman by the name of, I think it was Lava Girls, right?
Oh my God.
Why do I remember this? Your name was Lava
you were the
Girls.
only one. Yeah. So like that was like, because I had like the pink hair at the time, and like with the rapping and stuff, I look back and I'm like, you know, I discovered rap like really late in my life, like 8th grade. So like I was really into it.
Still relatively early.
Yeah.
Like 14, and it's not that
like,
late.
Yeah, but like I was not allowed to do a lot of stuff growing up, not allowed to like listen to a lot of stuff unless if it was like country music and like rock and roll. So like, you know, I went on my phone and I typed in Nicki Minaj and Drake, and I just liked it a lot over the years. And then as I got older, I'm like, I can't listen to like all these curse words. Like I'm just like, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I'm like completely sober since like 2021.
Okay, we can get to all that. But okay, just for the record though, the story that I thought was hilarious at that time was that you said you were a stripper and you were basically like paying us to play your music with the money you had made stripping, which I loved that idea. I thought that was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And then I started to see you at like parties. I have a memory of seeing you at the old Phase House.
Yeah, I remember. I totally remember you and Lena. Yep. And we have like a Snapchat together.
And I was like, that's the girl from the stream. I'm like, that's Lava Girls. And then you just had this, and that was like before Dr. Phil.
No, this
that was
like literally like I had just moved to LA and I was dancing, and I was actually living in Houston, even though I'm from Clearwater, like Florida. I was living in Houston and I was dancing, and B-Dave was the one that told me, because I'd known B-Dave since I was 14. We used to like party together in high school.
And you're from Florida, right?
From Clearwater, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, Florida breeds special people.
Yeah.
Do you credit you being a little turbulent to the Florida thing a little bit?
I would say so, because like I grew up like a lot, like me and my cousins, like we're like all one and the same, all like really wild. And you know, my dad's like Italian, and my dad's like very like New York, New Jersey's from Jersey. And like I just grew up like kind of really like hectic. Like my dad, like we grew up with pit bulls, like guns everywhere, like security cameras everywhere, like safes in my room at night, like just really, really crazy. Like my dad, I love my dad. My dad's like my best friend. We've had a past, but like I never had daddy issues. I always had mommy issues. So like
your mom was the up one?
Yeah, my mom used to like beat me up a lot. So
really?
I did a lot of therapy to not cry anymore over this, but she like shamed me for my weight, telling me I'm gonna be fat like everyone else in my mom's family. And my dad was always there for me. My dad was the one that like got me out of everything, and my dad was my best friend. And you know, I grew up in like a $3 million house, and
so they were doing pretty well for themselves.
Well, yeah. So basically, when my dad wasn't home, my mom would like abuse me. So like when I would write like "help me" on like my window, it's hard for me to talk about. Like all I had was like a guitar, a notebook, and I would be locked in my room all day until my dad came home, and my mom would just like bring me into the closet and like beat me up, like every day, like consistently for like kind of a long time.
And did your dad know?
No, he still like doesn't believe it till this day. Like my ex-boyfriend tried to tell him, and he won't accept it. And my mom like always said, like, you're a horrible singer, you cannot sing, you're very fat, you know, like always everything I did was really horrible. And then like in high school, she stopped like beating me, like she stopped touching me. Like I would say like middle school came, she stopped touching me. And then high school, we moved to another house, and I was like waking up every day, get the up, get up, pulling my hair sometimes, get up, get on the scale. 123, I want you to be 125. I was 125, she wanted me to be 123. You need to lose 2 more pounds. Drop me off at the gym for 6 hours that day.
Seriously?
And then I like literally started working full time. I was cut off financially at 13. And even though my parents had millions and millions of dollars, which people don't know from me, my parents cut me off at 13 because they were cut off at 13. So they were like, oh, like your brothers, like they can't handle themselves. Like you're like a strong woman. Like you need to go out there and like work.
Cut off? Like what the hell does a 13-year-old do? I mean, you can't
Work
even legally
full-time.
work, right?
Well, I was because my dad knew someone that
Okay.
owned a restaurant. I worked at Captain's Pizza. I worked at Surf Style full time. So like I was going to school and then I'd like fall asleep in class. Like,
But they had to know that was very out of the ordinary, right? That the average kid, your parents cut you off at like 18, maybe even
13,
later,
yeah.
right?
So like, and then I started like stealing from Sephora when I was like 14 because like I wanted really nice stuff. And then just, you know, my mom was just really, really mean to me for no reason. And I think it has to do because my dad, like, you know, divorced her and like, you know, my dad cheated on her with a 15-year-old and my dad was 32. And he's still with that girl today. She does not like me. She'd always start up with me actually and always try to attack me and tell my dad like to go beat me up and stuff. So then like in high school, like my dad would like punch me in the face and beat me up and then she would record it.
Because you were beefing with his teenage girlfriend?
Well, she was 23 at the time. By then,
Oh, okay.
like 25 or something. Like she was in her like early mid 20s. But like she got a boob job because my boobs were bigger than hers when I was in 8th grade.
She
So
told you
just,
that?
like, yeah, like she's like, oh, like you're no longer the one with big boobs. Like you're so ugly. Because I applied at Hooters when I was 15. And she was like, you're so ugly. Like Hooters would never hire you.
You
It's
can
like,
work at Hooters when you're 15?
yeah, in Florida.
Christ.
And it was like walking distance from my house. And like, I go to a thing called Dianetics now. And
You're a Scientologist.
yes,
Oh,
and
no.
this is the
What
reason
have I
why I
done?
don't cry anymore because I do a lot of therapy there. And
There's other forms of therapy.
I went to them. And
Can
it
I
didn't
guide
work.
you out of this? Because it's all bad.
But honestly, I'm fine. Like nothing happens to me there. Like I'm treated very, very well. I'm not like, I don't go every single day, but like,
It's when you try to leave that they get you.
I don't think I'm going to leave.
How much
but
money are you giving them for these courses and the auditing and
Not a lot, to be honest.
Really?
They've given a lot of stuff to me, like sometimes for free and stuff. So they really care and stuff. So, but that's why I'm not bursting out here and crying anymore is because I had to turn to that when I turned to that like the beginning of 2023 because I was by then like 2 years sober and I just would always cry about like my mom and stuff. I couldn't like let go of it. And then I discovered that and I just stopped crying. Like I don't sit in my closet and lock myself up and cry. My mom hasn't like talked to me. Like she's talked to me when I was on Dr. Phil and she talked to me when I bought my house. And
saying what? In
like,
each
hey,
instance?
like I would like to come back around. So like, you know, like she would just do like really messed up things to me. Like when my uncle died when I was like 19, she like called me. I was like living in Atlanta and dancing. And she was like, I had my own apartment, like everything ready to go. I was like 20, I think. And then she's like, you need to move back right now. You need to be there for your mother. And like, she wasn't really in my life. And I was like, oh my God, my mom needs me. So I gave up my whole place in Atlanta and I like got everything in my car and I drove back to her house and she's like, oh, it worked.
And then nothing?
And then I was like homeless.
What?
So like my mom, like I don't have a relationship with her. I have a relationship with my dad. We're very close and he knows about like Scientology. He knows about everything that's going on in my life.